All right, hello everyone. I'm Chris Godby. Wanted to switch things up today, and instead of posting a thread on what I'm seeing on current COVID trends, actually walk you through what I'm seeing in a video. So, in terms of new cases today, we got a big reported case number, relatively speaking. Middle chart here, you'll see 1,150 reported cases today, well above the 7-day moving average of 914. So a little bit of a blip in the reported data today. I wanted to break down what that is. So this next chart on top, this is total reported tests for today. So it lines up with the reported cases. And you can see today that we had about 40,000 tests. That compares to yesterday's reported test number of about 25,000 or so. For whatever reason, a light reported test day yesterday, kind of making up for it today. Today's 40,000 or so number is in comparison to the 7-day moving average of 35,000. So in short, what I'm telling you is that the higher reported test number today is, or the higher reported case number today, excuse me, is on new tests. We can see that confirmed when we look at official Ohio positives per 1,000 tests. So this normalizes for that level of testing. So right now you can see the past few days, we've kind of flattened out here just below 30 positives per 1,000 tests. It's worth noting that the all-time low for the 7-day moving average was 34, or excuse me, the June low for the moving average was 34 back then. Today, the moving average is about 29. So, you know, we're about 5 below the moving average today where we are in June. So we're at all-time lows right now. Hopefully we continue to make all-time lows. And then this next chart is Ohio's official percentage testing positive. You can see that this also confirms what we're seeing in terms of cases being driven by more testing. 7-day moving average is just absolutely plummeted here over the course of the past 15 to 20 days or so. We're at 2.7% on the 7-day moving average, and in the past few days we've kind of settled in the 2.5 to 3% range. So again, just further confirming that the additional reported cases we're seeing today is coming from more testing. Another thing I wanted to highlight that I think was worth pointing out is that we actually got a slight increase day over day in reported, currently hospitalized. We're at 595 today versus 586 yesterday. Typically, we'll see some sort of decline going into the weekends, and unfortunately, we didn't get that today. So I was a bit disappointed to see that, although I don't see it as a reason for concern. What you can see here is we have had plateaus in the past. We had a little bit of plateau here. We had a little bit of a plateau here. And generally speaking, when we get plateaus like this, like we've had the last few days in this downtrend, they've generally preceded a fairly large drop-off in the currently hospitalized count. So, my hope is that we'll see the same thing here, and hopefully as we get into the weekend, as we often do, get some drop-off in patients. Another thing I wanted to point out in currently hospitalized, this chart just shows the week over week change. So generally speaking, you want to be below 0. That means that week over week, you have less patients in the hospital than you did last week. So for today, the 25th, we have 41 less people in the hospital today versus where we were last Friday. And this is important to note because there are day-to-day trends in the data. So, it's certainly a positive to see that we continue to decline week over week. We've done so all the way since July 30th now. We've posted a decline week over week. So this is, continues to be a very, very positive trend in hospitalizations in my eyes. So briefly on new hospitalizations, again, we've kind of had numbers that have been consistently a little bit high, I think, over the course of this week. So we had 76 hospitalizations today. If you go back to to last week, I think we had 62. So up week over week on a reported basis. Again, this isn't something I'm concerned about, but it is something that I think worth watching whenever we see any sort of blip in the data to try to kind of figure out what that is. And in terms of where those hospitalizations are coming from, so you can see our 76 new hospitalizations today. 18 of those hospitals have an unknown date. So somehow, some way, when these people went to the hospitals, evidently the hospitals didn't write down, what day the patients came in, I guess. How we're missing this data is beyond me. But generally speaking, that's where you're getting these new hospitalizations today. 18 with an unknown date, whereas only 40 in the past 7 days. So 53% in the past 7 days. And then we have 24% that we don't have a date for. So, again, one of these strange phenomena here that just points out the limitations of our COVID data that's extraordinarily frustrating. So, just wrapping everything up, our trends here, I think, are firmly intact. Really likes what I'm seeing in terms of the percentage positive. We did get a couple of blips in the data today, but that's what I think they are at this point in time, blips. And I think that our downtrends remain firmly intact. So that's what I got for today. Thanks to you for watching, and have a great weekend.